Alrighty. Hi. Well, welcome back. Let's see. How you guys doing? Cause guess what? I know like a couple weeks ago I was like, oh, I'm too sick to do a stream. And then, about a week later, I was alright. I healed up pretty well. And then guess what this week happened? I got sick again. So I'm sure I'll be fine, but it's just, annoying now, and it's like keep getting sick, so you're gonna hear a lot of sniffles. Yeah. It's a long story. I mean, it's not that hard to, if I want to get into it, then it'd be long, but short is me no have car in morning because mom go to work and then dad had appointment at time, so he had to have a doctor appointment at the time that I would have to leave for my work. So it's like, oh, so either I wait for a certain amount of time after he's done with the doctors to come back and then I get the car and then drive to work, or I do something I've never done before and walk to work. Yeah. So I mean, it only takes like 5 minutes to drive there, so welcome, Judd. I'm saying that I got sick again, so I'm just explaining how I got sick again. Had to walk to work, and there's so much pollen out there. All the little, I don't know where you guys are. Don't need to know. But we get these they look like little giant what do they call it? Dandelions when they're the white fluffies. The fluffs. And they float around. And guess who's allergic to those? So, because I had to brave the outside and go out and then walk all the way to work. I was exposed to a lot of pollen and a lot of nature, and I'm allergic to a lot of it. So, I'm sick again, sniffly nose, coughs just from the sniffles. So, that's at least why I sound like this now. Either way, welcome. Hi. Let's see. It's been really quiet. Hopefully that's not too loud. Let me know if the music's always too loud or anything. I could just pump it down just a little bit. Okay. Oh man. Why winter game in summer? Well, it was my intention to try and get this done last year. But trying to understand, this was the biggest hurdle. So trying to be able to read this and be like, yes, yes, quite, I know what this means, has been the biggest factor in a lot of this. So I know coding enough to like understand it, of like trying to read it. It's like, okay, there's enough like English words in here that I set things to be my own words, which makes a lot of things confusing, because I can make a variable and then call it something, and then it becomes a whole variable thing, and then I can use that for something later on or something. But yeah, just all like the functions, and then if thens, and then do things. A function does things and then have a laundry list of what it does, and then have to set things. So welcome, Matthew. So that's what happened, is that also the my YouTube projects, all the little shorts, those like 20-second shorts take a lot longer to take. To plan and design and animate and everything. And then some of them feel like they take like a whole month, and then I come home from day job and it's like, okay, can you also have the energy after all of that to then work on this, which takes 100 and like 200% of my brain power to understand this. So yeah, it's just a lot of the YouTube videos take so long, and then there was a, there's always a holiday. Every day is a holiday, so I gotta make a video for that, and then just every month I was just like get exhausted and had to like pull myself to like try and work on at least a video. So now we got the summer, so at least I can not have to worry about, summer holidays. But yeah, it was tough with like Valentine's to St. Patrick's to April Fool's. That was really quick. To Mother's Day was just like fell to me back to back. So hopefully I got a little break, and at least the next couple. Got Memorial Day, which I don't know how to do a video for that. And then I'll be able to use this weekend basically to work on this, which is game. It is works as game. It has beginning, middle, and end, where I can hopefully play this and everything will stream-wise work. Yay! But if I press the spacebar, me jump, and then me jump over temporary blocks. But me can press spacebar and then me jump in air. And if I hit it, then it restarts the level basically. So yeah, this is how far I got so far. It is game. Obviously there's a million other things I want to add. To actually fix the UI, the default blocks I got here. But there are two different styles where I got the tall one and then the basic one. So they all come out at the same rate. Like every 2 seconds there's a new block. So yeah. So that's game. Well, I mean, I can go over like everything that I've done, but I don't know if that's interesting or worth it. I kind of redid a bunch of everything. So from last time, at least the last stream, it was rough. Probably should shout them out before we get too far in. Let's see if that shows up right, I think. This is a GitHub. They had a YouTube video, but it's easier just to show this part. I was able to just directly take these, copy paste this kind of text. So thank you, Devdrache in Germany, for providing this resource. Thank you. Because I literally just looked through all this and was like, oh look, here's exactly what I want. This is an endless runner with obstacles, and it just had perfectly what I wanted. Did have to obviously change a couple things, but it's like, oh cool, perfect. All this, even all the health damage and stuff and everything else, and figuring out how to make multiple types of collision stuff in boxes, and then there's like a box and an eagle, and trying to figure out how to have two different styles there. So anyway, thank you. You saved the game basically for my project, so I could actually do this. Because I copy pasted a bunch of the script into here. So if we go to like Derpy Ball, some of the health stuff, it's exactly the same. Which I don't know, there's such a big gap in my knowledge to be like, oh yes, I want this to happen, which means I need to type exactly this and or something similar. You know what I mean? I mean, stuff, the blue stuff here is exactly, verbatim. You can't change that. You can't modify it and have it work, So this is all very by the numbers, basically. Welcome, Mike. Let's see. Gonna make it mobile compatible. If I can make it anything compatible, that'd be great, honestly. There are stuff. Let's see. Is it an input map? There's a whole bunch of things. I don't know if like maybe not that. Maybe in here. Touch. There was a way that I saw like a touch input or something was in here or something for like a touchscreen. And I think you can export it as editor scene export or how do you make a game? Quick open project debug editor. There's this. There's like forward plus mobile and compatibility. It should be possible to say deliver as all those different types. Manage export templates. There's all of this. Apparently I got that one. To be able to just simply export it, I guess. Where's export on project? Whoa. Whoa, that's nothing. I don't have any. Maybe I have to like add things and like develop it from there. A lot of this stuff, you know, I have to like learn has been the biggest hurdle in all of this. So, but it is really fun. This is, because I've been using Unity a lot when I make a game. You know, this is still like 15 years ago and stuff. I dabbled with Unity trying to make some games way long ago. I even tried like Unreal for like a couple hours, and I was like, okay. But I think, and then I used RenPy for the Sunny's Dream game. Didn't have to do, you know, code everything for Sunny's Dream as much as do the dialogue trees and all the, the trees of like the, if you choose one option, then do this, and if you choose option B, do this. So that's as much as I had to program for Sunny's Dream, and then setting all the sprites and animations with that. But for this game, I had to like set up everything. You know, like to have a jump is just so complicated. Like I was trying to like set it so like it would try and spin faster, and then I was like, I don't know how to actually set that. So I tried to add like the speed, and like rotate speed might be this, or like I guess that's not actually, I don't know. So like I have a lot of ideas, and it's like, how do I actually implement them? It's like I don't know. So taking this one step at a time and figuring things out, and already knowing basic script stuff has also helped a lot, and knowing some basic, you know. So all of this, like Godot is interesting. It's definitely made for 2D games, and it does have a 3D engine. You know, you could do this and have 3D games, but I think 2D is definitely where the focus is. But yeah, it's just like weird to have all these different tabs of like, because like there's no differentiating between it being, everything's a seed. Like the level 1 is the same sort of object as the background, as the player, as an obstacle, as, you know, it's just making a new node. They're all nodes here. So it's just I don't know. Beginning out, it was like just so confusing, because it's like as you start developing, it's like, wait a minute, am I just making the same sort of thing? Like, why is the level, it feels like the same amount of hierarchy as just making the same thing as, you know, the background level just looks the same sort of stuff, you know. So anyway, that's the only thing that's just kind of like, okay, like there's no, here's a scene or here's a real level. Now you're gonna actually have a more concrete level editor, and then here's an object editor, and here's a player editor. It just all kind of feels the same. Like there's no differentiating between, this is just it's just a little icon, you know, this is a circle thing, and then the player has a little running man guy for the little guy here. I did have some particles, but I wasn't really happy with the way that it works, but it's like it's not programmed right. So, but anyway, see if this works. Yeah, the little particles shoot out everywhere. So I wanted to like kind of stop when she's in the air, or at least maybe have like some sort of nice trail or something. But again, you know, how's that work? I don't know. I can turn those off. So I want to like turn some of this stuff off. And some of this stuff is, oh I see, yeah, this is part of the Godot script stuff. So that got confusing where I wanted like something to have the same, oh yeah, I wanted the second obstacle I made to have the same, because I made the first one, I made the first box, and it was like, okay, I scripted it all out, and I wanted the spawn point to be at a specific position. It was like X and Y position. And then I made the second one, and I was like, okay, well I'll just put in the spawn point, and like this part wasn't in here. And I was like trying to figure out like where to go. And I was like, what? Because I wanted to like in the editor, you know, change these numbers. But then it was like, nah, you don't even get it. Also noticing that they're different numbers. So we probably should change that to be 2050. And I think because it's taller. Let's see if that works better. You probably can't see it because it'd be literally on the far side of the screen, which is getting cut off. I'm just trying to move it over so you can see it. See the right side here, and then I'll reload it. Okay. Hopefully, yeah, they should be spawning in from off screen now by adding that little extra digit. So good. Okay. See, we fixed something already. Alright. Let's see what else we want to do. Okay. I kind of want to blow my nose, actually, honestly. Hang on. I think I want to do what would be interesting for you guys. Because I can change the pictures instead of this. We can play with different types of things, and I can add more, I think. Because I got the obstacles one that has... Is it part of the level? It's part of the level. Where I can add in the assets of the two obstacles and then add an array of those two, and then I can add like another one, you know, and this is all my obstacles, like this being a rock and a stump and a muffin and a tree, things to avoid as they what spawns in basically from the right side, and then I can do another type or something, or do something with these as well. So there is a timer. I wonder if I can use that. Again, copy and pasting doesn't help because I have to actually understand this. I think we'll just play with art because that's easier to do on stream than trying to figure out this. So I can be creative with you guys. And we can bounce some ideas off. Which is in Toon Boom. Here's a thumbnail I made. Let's see. Start Derpy off. She doesn't need that. That's my spider web of ideas for my design. Let's see. Is my camera in a fun position? Let's see. See what the scale is. Looks like it's a little different. There you go. Right. So do want, well, this is all the menu stuff of like when you're on the title screen, this is all the buttons you can click in and out to get to a shop and mini games and the levels and achievements. Little cutscene to explain why she's in a snowball. So I'll have some sort of animated cutscene. I don't know if I'll do like in-game cutscene where it's actually animated using, because Godot has animation keyframes and such, so I could use that, or I could just animate it in here and then put it as a movie file and have it play. Here's the real game. This is all I want to have in it. A lot more UI. Add some hearts, some Zelda hearts, little timer. I guess the timer can either go up or down. Like, there could be like a time challenge to see how many. Not really. Maybe it probably is supposed to be. Probably should go up, I guess, right? Let's see if we can swap this. Because it makes more sense as a challenge to have it go up, right? To be like, this is how long you've been playing. As like the main default kind of thing, right? Score. I guess for each thing, obstacle you jump over and do things right. Certain amount of things. The mute button, the pause button. Yeah, each thing's, yeah, okay. This little rock is 100 points, but this stump is 200 because it's harder to jump over or something. This is a dumb, if it was mobile, then it'd be like either a button to like jump, or I could just have it be the whole screen maybe as a button, and then you can do it anywhere. I put it in the middle for, you know, left or right people, right-handed, because I'm left-handed, so like I have to sort of think like, oh, I don't need it to, like I might make it suitable for my left-handedness, and then be like, oh wait, everyone else would have trouble. So it's kind of weird. I have to like reverse all the accessibility stuff. Let's see, and then you win, and then based on how many hearts you had, you can have like different pictures. Like it'll just show one to be like, okay, here's your neutral one, or your really fun, like, oh, you did this, or like, ooh, yeah, you kind of had this kind of performance, so you had this picture. It'll just be that one there. Show your score, how many coins you got. Maybe the achievement will show up at the same time. Here's the shop to buy hats. This will be probably complicated. Kind of moved on because I'm scared to work on this. Basic gameplay. If you hit a thing, you lose a heart. Different obstacles. We had this different, this little log held up by a rock. A different type of minigame. Probably won't have time to do this, but it'd be fun to have like some sort of different type of gameplay or something. Maybe we should start the title screen. This might be animated and have her like looking around, or you know, like have her like follow the mouse pointer or something. I was so ambitious, you know, back then, and look at me now. Almost. Let's see. That's a thumbnail. I want to add. This is all my weird. What are you tilted? I want to see where I put all my assets. I don't know. Cause here's this story. Just want to find like a blank frame or something, and then I can draw like the. Yeah, like here. Got the rain, snow. I think I want to add a new one, or I guess I can make a new whole thingy for the obstacles or something. I could just keep it there though. So I have a new box for obstacles. We got a group. So how you guys doing? Let's see. So I went to a new frame here. 59. What? So this can be the rock. Maybe like could be like a rock and then like a whole boulder, maybe. So do from here. It's maybe like a larger rock or a different size rock or something. What else? Well, we got the log tilted or something with the rock, placing it up. I also wanted like a tree. And I wanted like different versions to like have a harder version, a harder obstacle, where I wanted like a tree that will look like the background, and then sometimes there'll be a tree that has like a branch that's in perspective supposed to be in the same lane as Derpy. So if she jumps into it, you'll hit the big stick. There'll be a big branch, and then that'll be the obstacle. So yeah. Let's see. Let's start writing these now. Drawing these out, sketching them out. Let's see. Got all these colors of ones I could use. Start this as a base and then make it more blue. Okay. Let's try and just sketch it out first. Okay. Gotta get comfy here. Hi guys, are you guys comfy? Let's see. Okay. So some sort of, I mean, just like a normal flat, maybe like some. And it's supposed to be like some covered in snow, I think, as well. Okay. Actually, I think there's a bunch of complicated sub-layers in Zoom, so I'm just gonna put this to a lower and then draw my final line art here above it. Make sure that's off. Okay. There was a button that I could have used. That might have been on. That would have. I feel like my D-pad's not working, which is not gonna be good. What's the button to make sure that the D-pad works? Oh my god. What did I, was that me? That must have been me. Oops. It was like it's on a delay too. That's creepy. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's supposed to play the animation too, but I guess. Yeah, it's supposed to play this animation with it. Yeah. Whoa. I think it's because I had a command in here. Other program. I have a hotkey press that we can delete. Okay. Save. So now that can't happen. No, my D-pad's still not working. It's not numlock. Numlock wouldn't do it. Hang on. Yeah, D-pad works in other program. Interesting. I just went into the chat and it's like, so why don't you work in here? Because I kind of want you to be somewhere. Well, I hope that woke some of you guys up. So now I gotta play with this. Okay. Is it too dark? Let me see if I can add the background in. I want to see what the sky looks like with this. Yeah, that seems dark enough. Just wanted the contrast to see. And hill. Yeah. So it has to be visible, and it has to be like, oh, okay, high rock, you know, kind of thing. I don't want to mess with that. Yeah. Okay. I want to... This will tell me that button. That's gonna happen. Let's add some shading, I guess. And then I can add another color. Add it there. And then add a lighter version. And then we got shading. Basically. Okay. My hand's still shaky, so that works really well for me with this kind of shapes that I want. Darker? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Let's add just a little bit of snow. Actually, delete this first, then put on that same layer. Then on top, let's add the hill. So I can add this color. And then, let's see. I could use the same brush I used, which was something like this. That's good. Okay. So now we got rock. Let's select everything. I think I want it to be the same, like of huge sides, and then I can trim it down. Because I'm gonna try and export this now. Okay. Let's make it a little bigger. Okay. Let's just start with this one and then see if this works. And then we can keep doing the rest of them. So we'll do like the whole process with this one, and then we'll just work on the everything else after that. So let's see. We've got a bubble blur for a lot of this. Okay. So I want to put it into my Godot folder, into my game folder, into my assets folder, into my obstacles folder, all the way deep in here, into this folder, and then we're gonna call this rock, and definitely have alpha, and save that. Now we're gonna export from the right node onto the right frame, 58. Export, check to see where it went. Yes, okay. Yeah, okay. So now I have a rock PNG in my Godot folder. So if I go back to, and it just said importing in my Godot, so now I got my rock. Yay! So now we could go into my box one, and instead of this stupid robot, we can now, I think I could just drag this into here and replace it with rock. That's really big. Scale 0.1. That actually worked pretty well. Okay. So now we can just keep playing with this until I'm happy. Be a little taller. So it's kind of nice that the boundary box, the collision shape, is its own separate thing. So I can just now kind of go through and make this a little tighter and exact-ish. In a way I could... I don't know if I can... So I'll probably just make it... It'd be more fair if, like, there was the... If it just kind of slanted here, so, like, all of this... This space shouldn't be that. So I think I can... If I can swap it... The circle might be better. Or a capsule. Capsule might be right size, or circle. Let's make this a little bigger radius. Can I... Yeah, capsule's gonna work better. Wonder if I can rotate it. Yay. 90 degrees. There we go. That's working better. Okay. Let's make it a little shorter. Cool height. It's not that exact. Let's see if I can move it down a little. That seems more fair than the box one. So, I'm happy enough with that. Okay. In theory, I think that's all I have to do? We'll see. So it's not like the sprite is tied into the script itself. Because it's connected to a completely different file thing. So we'll see if this works. There's the tall one. And there's the rock. Yay! And if I hit it, it explodes me. Yay! Woo! Okay. It's random. So, I guess I can make the rocks a little... This is where it's like, let's make them smaller or chunkier, or, you know, keep playing with it, but... Maybe play with the size or the color and everything else, but... At least it's implemented, so... Happy enough with that. So we can keep going. Alright. Woo! Alright. This only works just because I set everything else up, you know. Again, like all the other like script stuff has already been implemented for the... All of this has already been set up where I've wrote everything here or copy pasted for all of this, and then that extends the other one. So the next one I'll do is the tall one, and then I guess I want that one to be the stump so I can make another one. I want to rename these eventually too. But either way, yeah. Class name is obstacle. It just appears and then does all this other stuff. So, but yeah. Okay. Let's see. Next. Border. Maybe I could just copy this and then kind of shape it into like a different... Now I know what kind of boundary box. I think I can even make... Well, we'll go back to it. I can make the boundary box more... the collision shape be more polygon, you know? Have concaves and convexes. So, I can do that. Let's just start with this as a base, and then get rid of this. Okay. So what I do is see if I can. I need to just start with this color. Just start from this as a. I don't want these little lines. I want everything but these little lines, if I can get rid of them real quick. Okay, and then reshape it so thinking where it's more tall could bring these inward and then have a little more. You know, by doing it this way, it makes it more organic than what I've probably would have done the other way. I think this is a little bit smaller. Okay. So I'm not worried about this part yet. Okay. Well, I was just saying how don't need to worry about how it looks in the viewfinder on the left quite yet. And then, not quite. This is the one I need. It's just some random shapes here. Okay. That's rockish. Okay. And this, how's that doing? I think I can, yeah, mold this a little better. So it doesn't clip underneath the bottom here. Well, my D-pad is working, but it's like really slow. Okay. So that's that. Now you can reframe this, so now it'll fit. Well, inside here. In theory, I could like rotate it so like the heightness would work, but I could probably just scale it inside of Godot anyway. It's just temp artwork anyway, so I'm not gonna worry too much. Okay, let's export again. So do the fun writing. So back in a second. Woo. All right. Let's call this the boulder. So I'm renaming the file, so it won't export it the same thing, same name, and it's already sent to the right place. Same folder. Now we got a boulder PNG. Godot says, "Whoa, you're re-importing the thingy? Alrighty, here you go." All right, now we got boulder. Okay, I want tall OBS. And then change the sprite to this. And then, yeah. Let's make it a little smaller. Oh, whoops. There you go. So I had the collision about that size. Don't want to mess with my proportions too much, but okay. Boundary box doesn't need to be that tall now. Again, let's try the polygon. Well, we'll probably need the polygon for another one, but I think the stump's gonna be let's see. Convex or concave. Now let's try to pill again. That's sometimes what they're called. And select that. So I can kind of like tilt it, maybe. What I'm thinking. And expand it so it's at least gets the right height there. Gets the toppy there. Something like that. Let's see if that works. It probably won't look right, but yeah. Oh, that works. Yeah, look how it's kind of more tall. This one's more wide. So they have different properties here. It could make... Yeah. Let's make the sprite lower and... Okay, I'm just gonna type it in then. And then, yeah, just a little lower. And then move the pill down. And rotate it. Okay. And there's only one way to touch it, so like, there was like the bottom right corner, which didn't make sense. So, I'm not worried about that. Let's get hit. Bonk. Now we have game, right? This is game. You want to make the whole thing bigger. Just a bit, and then make it a little even taller. And move it down. Okay. Let's see. Come on. It's got a random chance of showing up, and that's pretty good. Yeah, that works. Whee! Dope. Okay. Good. Game is game. Game work. Game good. Game. Alright. Do next one. Okay. Get rid of boulder now. We got this complicated log tree where I wanted it to be one of these. This. So let's see if I can just steal this. There we go. Just gonna select all of this as a... Don't have to like redraw it, you know, it's like, well, it's already my sketch. My thumbnail sketch. So, okay, let's go back to that frame that we had. 50, lucky 58. Okay, so we got this. So I already designed all this. And it looks like I had it. So, interesting. I was going to reuse the boulder here on that one and use the bubbles here. And then have some sort of log in the middle. Okay. Let's see. A little smaller. Okay, so we'll have that one, and then where is it? Ah. Okay. Interesting. Because I want to lock the bottom layer, whatever. I'll just redraw the snow again. It probably won't work anyway. The scale isn't going to work. Where is it? Okay. flip it. Or maybe, yeah, you're this way, and then you're lifting that one up, and then you could be flipped this way. Or no, it's supposed to be like a ramp, I think. So like this one's the... Just trying to mold it. Okay. Do the same thing. Okay. So you got two little ramp ups, and then we'll get the boulder. Ugh. Paste that in. Yeah, that's perfect. Say, you gotta work. You gotta work smart. Okay. Probably aren't horizontally aligned. I think I got a way to do that. Okay. Not a hard part. Okay. So I want, let's see. It's got these here. Nothing there and a leg there. So I can move these guys down. And then make this the log and then put the snow on top. Okay. So let's see. Can design it like this. Where I want to see. What do I want to see? I want to see the whole part here, where I want to see the inside. Here. The inside of the chunk here, and then you will go the opposite way. And then, so that's already loggy, right? And then we'll just add a whole bunch of, see if I can add points or not. Oh, yeah, wrong. Add the wrong button. That's fine. So I can go out here, in here. I think I want to keep it moderately flat, just for the aesthetics of how it will look. But I could just start erasing, actually, some of the bits here and make it more... They'd had a little more gnarly. Something like that. Okay. Let's see. It's more like some sort of brown? Somewhere around there. And then everything else will be in this kind of neighborhood here. Never like going like that dark, you know, it's always kind of just a little bit. So that's too far. More to the left side. Okay. Details. Let's see. More yellow. There you go. There you go. Let's rotate it. Goes in a. Is it a curly Q like wool? Not like that, but you know what I mean. Like that. Ugh. Yeah, that works. Okay. And then I guess that one can be like slightly darker and then centered a little bit more, please. And then we'll have a lighter one. For like the woody parts. A little darker. Okay, and then could add like a little hole or something. Yeah, add a little hole right here. Like near the middle, a longer one. Okay. That's a plank of wood there. Said I designed it where made it a little bit easier on myself by designing it upright. So I tried to do like at this angle. I think it would have been way harder to draw with the right perspective and everything. So there's a little classic Yoshi tip for you there. I want it to be will this work? Probably not actually. So I got to like jump on it. Yeah, I don't know what the function is, but I guess you would have to jump on it and then just add more detail. And then you kind of write it up and then fall, I guess. I don't know if I want like something, you know, like a Sonic or Mario 3 where it's like, oh, you got to a higher level. That means you can get extra rewards in some fashion, you know. Where it's like, oh, cool, you jumped on it, and then from the height of this, then you can jump up, and then you would land on some floating platform of some kind, and then you can get some things that go sparkle or something, and then you fall back down. I guess this can be like a tree or something. Wow, okay. And then you land on its branch or something. And then you get the stuff in the tree. I don't know. Yeah. So now that I got the game to almost work, I'm just like now really thinking of like, oh yeah, maybe this is possible. I don't know. So right now it's like, maybe. Let's see. Yo, welcome, Just. It's not enough vowels for me to understand what your name is. We'll get to the real game in just a bit. I'm just adding this art asset for this neat log thing. For right now, I want to add a little bit more detail. I want to add... How you doing, though? Just gonna copy paste this snow here. I can just use this everywhere. It's really big. Okay. I feel like I want to flip it. Or not. Okay. This one, like my bottom snow layer. And I guess for that earlier question of like, why are you doing a winter thing now? Besides the fact that this is, you know, above my, not really pay grade, but at least it's not something I'm comfortable with all the programming side of this to get the game to work. I also think it kind of works with Southern Hemisphere people. And Australia gets a heat wave for Christmas, and guess now time it'd be cold. Let's get back to that. Was it pastel or water pastel? I think it was pastel. Yeah. Okay. And a wee bit smaller. Okay. So I can add some more snow fluff. That's really low resolution. Just thinking where the snow might fall. It would be interesting to see it in some places. Okay. We'll go with that for now, and then I'll definitely edit a lot of this later on. Yeah, okay. So I should be able to just say, hello, I'd like to make you a lot larger. Field of space. Okay, line it up. Okay. You know what time it is now. Time to export this. So, back in 1 sec. Beep. Okay. What do we want to call this? We can call this tree log, I guess. Or log ramp. That's probably better. Log ramp. And export. Right frame. Nothing else. Beep. Godot. Re-importing. Okay. So, I'm realizing I don't have this yet, so I'll have to actually make this now. So I'll have to recreate this, which I have to figure out what this is. It's a static thing. Let's see. Now you can see me stumble through here. So I think it's a character body 2D. Let's see. Thank you. Over. I'm gonna make this, and then it needed. I'm just gonna keep going back and forth. Sprite 2D. Sprite, and then I think a collision or an area 2D. Yeah, an area 2D to hold the collision. Those are my reasons, so it makes this a little easier. And then the collision shape. Okay. I'm gonna call this the log ramp. And then collapse all this into its own scene, which I I said before that this is kind of weird to have it be a scene, but alright. Assets, objects, and here's my other ones. So I'll probably rename these. Hello, welcome over, Cookie. How you doing? Let's see. Doing pretty well, actually. Open an editor. I got the game to almost work right now. So I think I can delete this out of here. And, let's see. Yeah, I'll play the game just real quick. I got a bit better. Game is actually a game now. I added, obstacles, and I just, this stream added the textures for the rocks. So now there's 2 types of rocks that show up extremely consistently. It resets a game if you get hit, so it's a game. Yeah. So it's a little tricky. You gotta jump just right. But yeah. Yeah, I've had to like redo a lot of things, but actually not too much. It's actually a little smoother process to get to this point than I thought. But yeah. Where is my stuff? Let's see. Next esport. Ooh, yeah. Log wrap. Texture. Beep. These are always way too big. I think I can't tell how big it is, but we'll find out soon enough. Area, collision shape. Let's do segment, convex. What's the one that had? Okay, the ground has it. Collision shape 2D. It's got a build mode. Well, this has something different. This has a vector. Packed vector 2 R, which is not what this one. This is collision shape 2D. What's ground? Collision polygon 2D. Ooh. So we'll get rid of this, I think. Just make it the same. So I think that'll be easier. Collision shape, collision polygon 2D is what I want. Okay. So I want a couple shapes here. So, okay. There it is. Okay, so I want you here. I want you. What's the select thingies button? Oh, there it is. Or not. There's 2. There's 3. That's a box. Here's 0. Here's 1. Here's 2. There's 3. Wonder if, well, you won't get hit there, so you'll have to get hit here. So I should probably add another, and then edge here, I think. It's gonna get complicated. That's kind of what I had before. You go here, and you go here. I need another one. You go here. You go here. Is it saying is it N-gon, where it's like reverse or something? Yeah. Where it's like blue, I think it means it's upset about something. I think. We'll find out. But that's basically what I want. You're not going to be able to hit it on here, so that's not going to matter. But I wanted to have a script, log wrap, and I want it the same as this, which is literally just this, so we'll actually delete everything and just do that. Okay. Now, in our level, we will add it. We'll call this ramp equals preload. And then we'll add in the TSCN of it. So I can just drag this in. Beep. And now we can add in to our array that we want a ramp to appear. Now if all goes well, this might work. If not, we'll see. It's saying that something is wrong. Unexpected identifier. Don't see what's wrong, but we'll see if it works. No. Okay. Unexpected identifier in class body. What in the world? I'm just trying to see if it's different. Oh, there we go. I just misspelled it. Reload. Okay. Work? No? Nope. Oh, okay. We're good. Nope. Wait. Nope. 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 Maybe? Nope. Reload? Game? You get a game today? Nope. You're upset. Okay. What do you got? Oh, I gotta set the spawn point. That's right. So we go into here. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's what I was upset about that other time. That earlier. So I need to set the same spawn point. Let's see if log ramp can do spawn point. Yes? And what else are you upset about? Let's see. Because it should be the same as Televios. Ah. Well. Ooh. Sorry about that. Tall 2050. Nope. 2050. And then 800. You now have a separate thingy. 820. 820. You're saying you're upset. It's clenched into no shape. It's possible that something else is going on then. Let's see. I doubt it's that it's not. I think it's upset because it's not a concave thing, but there's then no way for me to do what I wanted. Restart. Are we gaming? I'm so nervous. Ah! Okay. It's saying something about area 2D, body entered, connect on body entered. What? Invalid access to property on key, body entered on base object on type nullises. Who's smarter than I am? Area 2D. Body entered connect. Area 2D sounds like the area 2D of this, right? So, let's see. And what was it? Body entered? See, the thing is that I don't have that on the other ones. Body entered. It says it has no shape, so it can't collide, but it should be this. Oh, was it parroted? Is that all I had to do? Nope. Okay. Something else. Okay. Connect area. how do I disable it if I don't want it to appear? I guess I can go back to the level, I guess, and then say no ramp. And then just see if this works otherwise. I'm just gonna test it to see if game is okay without ramp first before I start messing with everything. Yeah, it works without ramp. Okay, so ramp explodes something. Let's go. Well, it's okay with that now. The Area 2D is happy, but now the whole thing's upset because consider adding a collision shape 2D or collision polygon 2D as a child to define its shape. I literally have a collision polygon 2D on it. And it's parented to the... What do you got? You got a collision 2D shape. You have less things going on. I'm just looking at this, the hierarchy. And it seems the Area 2D is not apparent. Apparently it's not apparent to the rest of it. Sometimes it can't reparent. Can't reparent? I think I might just want to delete this whole part. Can I just delete? We'll start over. And then log ramp. So instead of doing a child 2 to sprite 2D, maybe we'll just add it. Might have just did it incorrectly. And then add to this bip the collision polygon. And then see it. And then we'll add these guys again. We'll just make it simple, so I don't know what's going on. Okay. What? What's going on? Okay. Series 2, 1, 3, 0? Nope, not quite. You. Okay. So 3, I think 3 go here. 1 go here. Oh, no, wait. I want you here. Then you. Then you. Then you. Try that. Okay, hold up my breath. Where is it? Oh yeah, disable it. Script. Level 1. Ramp. Now it'll appear. Okay. Yay! Okay, it's a little small, but we got it, we got it. It exists, it exists. Yay, look at them all go. Woo, that's a lot of them. Okay. And theoretically, I should be able to just time it and maybe land on it. Okay, but we got it, we got it. Oh my god, I did it. I'm so smart. Okay. Okay. If I say you... Where's the scale? I had to like individually say scale. It's maybe like 4 times bigger. I want it pretty big. Let's just see how that looks. Keep on. Good to save and everything else to make it better, but it's still fun to see with the scale. That's pretty good size actually. Okay. So a little higher. And then we make this. Can I do this transform scale? Could just try and cheat and just make this bigger. There. Whoa, it's done. Whoa. Okay. Hello. Welcome. Game is getting close to being game. I'm kind of happy with how this is trying to turn out so far. Hopefully you're doing good there. Yeah, there you are. Oh, you could just press F5, I think, to play game. Okay. It's not perfect, but we'll see if the ramp log works. I think I want it to be longer, maybe. Or wider, or whatever. Where is it? There it is. A little lower. Ah, ooh, yeah, it needs to be a little smaller, but okay. But we got it. You're pretty good being that size, but a little shorter. I don't know. Collision works. I was thinking with that speed. Where did I want to put it? I think I want to move it downward a little bit. I think that's a good point, Ed, you're bringing up, though. It is kind of slow. I haven't really tested much of anything to see if it works. I think I want to make it a little bit narrower. Just a bit. Let's see. The one that gives a lot of speed if it's increasing the difficulty. Yeah, I was thinking of doing it exactly where like maybe it can like speed up over time. Let me read it over again. Huh. Or if I... That's a little high up. Okay. A little lower. Kind of like how it's overlaps, so like when she lands on it, it's not literally the edge of the whatever. That's pretty good placement, but yeah. I think the frequency needs to be adjusted because these are a little too close to each other. So I think I can actually figure that part out somewhere. Spotter timer. I can make this longer, or I could probably add functions where that's actually a variable, and then that'll make it faster, or like make things harder or less, you know. So everything should now be 3 seconds apart. So that gives me enough time to now. I just wanted to see if that would work. Just touching the side of it. So now I can see if I can write it. Oh, duh. It's set to if you hit it, then you explode. I want it to where you can just write it. So I just need the same sort of... It's not exactly an obstacle then in that case. So I'll have to figure that part out, and separating this where it'll be like the ground, basically, where the ground has this collision shape and Derpy has certain properties. Let's see. There might be a little too much to figure out right now. Yeah, we're basically... Ugh, that's gonna get tricky. I know from Unity you can add like layers. So I'm thinking something like that, like floor layers or wall layers. Maybe I can separate it in some way, or have... So I'm probably gonna have separate functions for these. Yeah, because that's an obstacle. So I wanted to have like... I also wanted to somehow have 2 of these, 2 arrays maybe, and having certain ones okay and some of them not. You know what I mean? Or I could just make it an obstacle and see how that works. Like, can I jump over it at this scale, which was not made to be jump overable? Yeah, okay. So that's not it. Interesting. So yeah, I'll have to add... Ugh. Some other type. For now, I'm gonna leave it. Then come back to it later, I guess. That's a little too much for me to just... I don't know how to do that, so I'll have to figure that part out. So we're gonna go back to where I know, and it's gonna be drawing. So it's not exactly an obstacle then. Okay. But yeah, the point was that you were gonna like land on it, and then you might be able to... I explained this a little bit earlier, where like you can jump on it, and then ride it, and then maybe from this higher vantage point, you might be able to jump onto something else, and then to be a platform with goodies. So, and then you fall back down. But if it's an obstacle where you explode if you touch it, that's not good. Or I can figure out, maybe there's a way to like overwrite it in the script for the log itself. So it needs to still be part of obstacle, but disregard, you know, for this, you know, for this to disregard, you know, to die when hit. So somehow I need to figure that part out. Yeah. Okay. Let's do the tree, which I could use the same sort of colors as there, palette-wise. Well, the tree is also the same sort of thing, too, where I want the tree to have two versions, one with a branch and one without it, so I guess it'd be more of like a background element where I want it to like somehow be behind everything on a separate layer. At this point, I'll just be in front of everything, I guess. I'm gonna look up what a dead tree looks like. Like no branches, basically. Like a spooky tree, just to get some ideas. Okay. Let's see. Okay. It's maybe kind of wow. And maybe less pastel-y. Maybe more how and then how. Some sort of, just gotta sketch it out. It's maybe something here. Fun part of trees is that you can go on forever. Okay, and then it has to have some sort of big base. We'll use these two, and then make that the base. Okay. Let's see. Try to thicken this up a little. Some of these could be scrawny. That's okay. Okay. That's sketch. And now I can go in on a new layer. I think I want to swap these again. The sub layers. Make it a little wider. Where was I? Okay. And go on top sub layer. Promise I'll. Yeah. How much squiggle do I want? And it's like, yeah, I mean, I can definitely try and add as much cartoonish as I can, but I think I want it to be still sort of cartoony, so I can't really... Not to say like, oh, it's cartoony, which means I can have it be less. What are you doing, Magnet? Less detailed, but don't want it to be like, whoa, that's a little overboard, you know? Let's get the strong parts out. What's going on? Yeah, I had a problem earlier where well, I guess I still am with the my directional keyboard buttons seem to be misbehaving. I also wonder why. Is that a line? See if these are. My points aren't connecting. Yeah, this might be. This is what I mean. This is just gonna now take a little while. So, if it came in later than the exact start, I got sick again. I was like fine for like last week. For like a whole, like almost a week's worth, where I was like, oh, I'm fine. And my mom got sick, and it's like, oh, okay, well, hopefully, you know, my immune's able to stay, you know, vigilant, right? And then, told the story earlier, but, I wasn't able to, my dad had a doctor appointment, like a regular checkup, and, I wasn't able to drive to work because I didn't have a car, and his doctor's in a different place, so I wasn't able to use my car. So I was like, wait a minute, I don't have a car for me to get to work, so how am I supposed to get there? And so I was like, well, I am like more close than other people to get to work, so from my house, so I walked there. But yeah, guess who's allergic to outside. So had some allergies and then just all this big sniffles, and all the pollen gets me. I knew about it, but it's like I didn't, you know, didn't think I'd be out that long. At least enough to get this bad, where I wake up and like all the dried skin from the snot has been solidifying and becoming like dried skin, and it's like, oh, there's like I have to like peel off my dried skin off my nose. So, you know, yeah. What was that? Well, you're in a little different area, but yeah, it's been tough. We had power outages at work too, where it kind of blinks out for like half a second, and then I come home and it's like, yeah, we lost power. We had to like reset the microwave, and it's like had to reset the oven clock at home, and it's like, oh. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, it's been not too nice. That's a tree. Let's add a few more branches here. Could use S, and then see if this works. Yay. Because I'm gonna fill this with a solid color. So I'm not too worried about color filling this. Or make sure the outlines work and everything. That's just a straight line. Get a nice S-curve. Yeah. Well, how have you been, Cookie, then? If you notice that it's been bad, maybe. I did have some, medicine, but all I really got is, like, something... Well, I think I have something, but it's like, I just been having the kids' medicine. For Allegra. Okay, gonna color with something different so I can see it. That's everything. Okay. Could add one more. That doesn't make sense. No, it's not quite. I think I did the wave wrong. That's a little better. Let's thicken this up when we get to it. Make it wider. I think there's a button where I can like select certain colors out of here, and then I can just delete it, but it doesn't always seem to work, so just having to now delete all the outlines that I had. Well, not hitting anything else, which is just as hard. Nope. Ugh. Almost. Okay, yeah, we definitely need to thicken you up. So if I could just like select half the tree and then just go. Yeah. Okay. Neat. Okay. So now we'll color it. Just gotta get rid of mine. Beautiful sketch. Bye, sketch. Alright. It's new color. I guess something similar to this. Let's see, where are you? But maybe more gray? If a tree dies, is it more or less pigment? Does it kind of rot into black, or does it rot into white? I don't know. I'm not sure I want it to be that brown, though. I guess that adds more contrast to this scene. Because everything else is kind of blues and purples, and if I just add this brown in, I feel like that adds a little too much. Pale. Let's see if I can like add a mixture or something to make it more something more blue to kind of keep with that. Somewhere around there. That's alright. Again, this is, you know, it can always be re-imported in. It's not like when, you know, if I import it into here, that doesn't mean it's, oh, it's in the game now, can't change it. I can always re-import the same export the picture onto itself with the same name, and then it'll just work and reload on top of it. So, okay. Can I select it? Okay. Because I want different versions, what if I can make this as like a sprite sheet instead? Let me figure that out later. It's not be neat, because then I can have the different versions that I wanted. Or I wanted the... so I could just add that in right now. Okay. We'll put you down, and then add a new big thing here. Probably delete that one, or I will just add this in. So it needs to be somewhere about there, actually. Get rid of you. Oh yeah, probably should have 2 versions. I only got 1 version, so if I do this, beep, I got 2. And for the first one, beep, get rid of this. And then for the second version, now I got this. Okay. And we will try and move this over. Is this? Okay. I was like, that's not different. Okay. Is that what I want? So I want to wear like basically just this part here for this bit is the enemy, which is easy with the collision boxes. So, but how to make a tree itself should be all right. It's got to have 2 versions, which means I have to do a lot of work. I could just add the enemy one first and then that'd be more interesting. Okay, so we will see you guys in 1 second. Click some other stuff out of here. Okay. Okay, go back to Zoom Boom to say I want to write a new thing into my thingy and say tree branch ob. Give it an interesting name. And export it into a picture on frame 58. Welcome, Wumble. Good to see you. Okay. I'm just saving the picture onto my computer. Okay. Now I should have it. Tree by job. Hello. So do the same process again with everything else, and hopefully this will work. What happened where it didn't work? Why didn't it work? Let me just remember. It didn't work because was it it said the collision shape was wrong in some fashion. So I'll just be careful about that now again. Want character body 2D with a sprite, and then unselected I guess was the problem, and then go back to here and then add another area 2D and then select that and then say add collision shape, so we could just use a box, and then this will be tree branch version. Doesn't have to be the same name, but it's nicer when it is, huh? Okay. So upset about... yeah, it doesn't have a shape yet. Okay. You need a script to... oops. Get rid of everything here. give it the basic because it doesn't need anything else. Okay, where is it? It is right here. Now, is that big? I don't know. There's no scale going on here. So we will just make it half as big for now. And collision shape will be the rectangle. Make it just here. The idea was to have something where you have to have, my idea was to have it so you would either not jump over it, or like I want you to like go underneath it basically. And then if you jump, then you would hit it basically. It could definitely help with the art. The art will definitely make this look a little better if I did this better. Sometimes it doesn't, has no shape, which I don't know. Constant branch. That's not an equals. Preload and TSCN with branch. Oops. Will this work? Who knows? Get rid of it in the main scene. That was pretty good. It could be larger. We'll see. Oh, it didn't set the spawn point. That was it. The spawn point didn't work. Was the why it didn't work earlier. And now these are so far apart. Let's see. So what is your spawn point? 2050. Probably needs to be 2050, 2100. And probably 800. Probably need to adjust that once we get the scale also implemented. We got the log, which probably should get rid of this because I'm gonna explode if I hit that. So we will get rid of ramp for now. Yeah, well, probably just, it's probably just, these are just, yeah, it's branch. Welcome back, Judd. Okay, all we have now should be tree. Neat. And collision, beep, yay. Okay, so a little off. Okay, so we need you to be like way higher, I think. By a lot, by like a lot maybe. I don't know. And I think I want you to be. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Then we'll just play with that until something looks good. I can also increase the speed so they'll show up. Oh my god, it's so low. Well, that's also kind of fun. It's kind of low, so you have to jump over it. But I wanted this one to be the one that you don't jump, basically. Is that it's high enough that if you jump into it, then you'll hit the branch. So we will... True. So I think this red, or at least the horizontal line, is probably the actual baseline. Maybe we should actually listen to that. Okay. Alright, then set the speed. That's fine. Remind me next time. It seems to be getting lower. Oh yeah, the spawn point's different. Let's put you back in the center and then set the spawn Y. I don't know, closer to. I don't know which way. This problem is that I need to like understand the X and Y positions of which ways to go. So 0, 0 is here. So it was like 800 and I kept making it downward. So I think it wasn't working. So if I get it closer to 0, then it might work, which means I probably need it to be, I don't know, like 500 then or something. Speed. There's so many things now. Okay. What's the speed? Speed timer. 1.5. Twice as fast now. That works. And it's large enough, and then if you jump into it, then you hit it. So that's right. Okay. It's in the wrong layer, but... what if I could set that in some other fashion? So... more numbers means it goes down? You just gotta make it dumb for yourself to understand, so... I should be able to pass underneath it. Yay! Okay. This is freaky. Okay, and if I jump then, boop, then I explode. So yay. Okay. So I wanted something where... beep. You have to like pass underneath it. And then if you jump into it, then you explode. So perfect. Okay. Yay. Humph. Okay. There's a million other things I can do. And haven't even scratched the surface with any of my other storyboard stuff. I'm here. I'm just on level 1. That's all I've done. Is just 1% of this line. So... yeah. The cutscene, and we got most of this now. We didn't have to stump. You guys wanted more details, and it's like, okay, you wanted like this background element of like some flying things or Rainbow Dash looking or something. Oh, there's UI you have to do. I guess it's easier to do the UI after I set up a lot of the other functions, because then I can say, is there something with the script of Derpy that if I, because I got this take damage. I didn't have this take damage earlier thing, so now that I have this, I can then add and then say UI do something, you know, and then, you know, so without the function itself, I wouldn't be able to do that. Okay, let's go back to see. Let's add the box, the tall, and the branch. Probably the log. Yeah, this great diamond hit. I have to figure that part out. What if I could just... if I just say turn off, what if it actually respects that or not? Oh yeah, it's gonna be too fast. This might be an impossible spacing. We're at to like... It's set to be 2.1. Might be nice. Okay. Let's see if this... does this gape enough? I'm looking at my phone real quick. I shouldn't be clicking phone at this point. Ugh. And then don't tree. Yay! Okay. Oh, this is game. This is fun now. Oh, cool. Okay. I made game. Yay. Derp. I want to make it so like there's more animations than everything else. You know, where if she jumps, then she'll have some sort of some sort of facial expression or something. I wanted a whole like shop thing where I had that one screen where like you can... my spacebar got stuck. Blaming the controller. A shop where you can buy hats, basically. And then I'll figure out how to set that up. Like a grunt. Yeah, I can add like sound effects. There's a like a... if I turn off the music, there's a very low... there's a small sound effect of like a whooping. I don't know if you can hear it. Do you hear that? But yeah. Simple particle effect. I do have a particle effect. Let's see. D particles. I do have this particle effect that I set up, but it's weird where I don't have it emit at certain times. I try to set it up and like try to say stop emitting at certain functions, you know, the if-thens of the if, jumped, and stop particles. I try to figure out how to do that, but it didn't really work out, so I don't know. When she lands. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I was trying to do where, like, as she was rolling... Bless you. As she rolls, then the, wow, okay. Like, she's kicking up a bunch of, particle dust. This game is pretty hard. I need to, like, either add more velocity or make the stuff smaller or make it faster. I don't know. But it's definitely a game. I keep exploding. I need to make it easy. Physics, velocity, that's rotation, jump velocity, negative 800. See if I can jump higher now. Whee! Okay, that's higher, but I think I need to make either me smaller. I could do that. Me scale. What do I got? There's just, well, this might do everything. Yeah, okay. Actually, I think I had it in here. Player scale. Let's see. You know, it's not a bad idea. I might consider it then. Yeah, I like for a couple of weeks ago, I wanted to like have it where like I had my VTuber have like the sick bag and like the thermometer as my VTuber when I was sick a couple weeks ago. I'm still sick, but maybe I can add something like that. Yeah. Animate something like that. It'd be like the big welcome hello wavy Derpy, but she just sneezes or something and a little drippy nose comes out or something. Big snot. This actually works pretty well. The physics of the particles again is weird. But it definitely works. Having her be about the same size as the rocks is kind of fun. Because then it's like, oh, I'm just barely missing it. And then if I jump into the tree, then it explodes. Yeah. And we're about on time on 2 hours, so... look at what we got so far. I'll have to figure out how to do the ramp thing to, like, have separate, types of collisions or something, or... I don't know if I have to, like, override it, or, like, have a separate thingy for it, you know? Where it's like, oh, well, if you have this thing on you, you know, you put a separate sticker on it to say, well, if your collision, and then if Derpy hits it, then do something else. I guess that's like an unless or something. I don't know. Where it's like, unless you're this guy. Oh, it's like the SpongeBob is like, all the guys are leaving, and Mr. Krabs is like, not you. You get to stay. And then Cloud's like, something like that. But yeah, this is game. We'll have to add 100 million times more things to this to make it what I want it to be, to achieve what I want. But we're getting there. This is definitely way more game than it was previously. So, yeah. So I will keep working on this. I do have a couple other stuff. I think I got something. I got an email. That's what I was looking at. What's the email of another project? I think I got like, I got this. I got, this is synthesizing now. Got this. I got 2 things for the Switch 2 for projects where I want, I have a commission for some pictures, some PNGs of paper ponies, and then I got one for my own sake. But once I get that commission done, I'll be able to reuse some of those assets. So, did you delete your thing? I saw something on your Cookie had a chat, maybe. So yeah, there's this, 2 Switch 2 things, and something else on Midnight Mirrors. So that's gonna be a little fun. We got some new hires that were, I did some animation tests. This is basically the end card. This is me just playing the game now. Doing pretty well. So this is Toshi's time basically. I'm just gonna play the game now. Midnight Mirrors, because we only have me and one other animator, and the director wants it to be done. I'm sure he wanted it done like 9 years ago, but the project has been going on for like over 10 years. Just to get the pilot animation done, where he wanted 30 minutes of animation done, and I did pretty well. I got, you know, pretty far, but it's just not really. It's more like a budget thing. It's probably the biggest issue. Because then, you know, if we had more money, then we'd be able to hire more people to make things faster. So we're just testing waters, and we're hiring 1 new person, maybe, potentially. We got 3 recruits, so I don't know if we're going to choose all 3 and hire all 3 of them. But I helped make a style guide, or at least update the one I had. And then make a little animation test for them. So that's a lot of, we're in the forest now. Woo! Animation test where I just had like one of the basic main character puppets, and then add an audio, and then say, go! Can you make an animation with this? So I got 1 back yesterday, and they did really well. So I'm excited to see what the other 2 do. The style guide was a bit too close-minded, I guess, or at least very microscopic in things, where it's like, this is how to do a blink, but it didn't really explain how basically to animate. Like how to just do a shot, you know, or like what I wanted, and like how to not delete things or something. Because the first person who submitted their animation test, they deleted the turnaround of the character, and it's like, oh wait a minute, but what if I wanted the weird 3/4 eyeball pimple? You know, it's like, isn't that gone now? And it's like, at least it'll be hard to then reset up, you know? Like, they only waited then use the rotation 360 degree stuff, yet to then use the master controller as a slider. It gets really complicated, but basically they removed it out of the shot, and it's like, that was there so you can continuously have it as a reference. Not just for yourself, but but just for just so you can just have it as a library, basically. Otherwise, if it was not there, you would have to recreate it, and that'd be bad. So, trying to recreate like a whole profile head is like, there's like 50 elements to that. So, hello. I don't see the comment yet. My game screen's full screen, so I can't see the comment. I have to like look at my other screen to see. I don't see what you said yet. Okay. But yeah, anyway, I have to do all that and then see where they go. Oofda. Hope this is fun. This is game, I'll just have to keep working on it. For a demo, I don't know if I'm gonna complete like literally, I guess I probably, this is basically the vertical slice is just this. So it'll just be up to, getting every other element, I guess. But yeah, I'm not sure if the demo should be the complete everything included game, or I mean, if I just send this as a demo to you guys, I mean, this is like, okay, cool, and then I work on the rest of it, and then you're like, oh, I have to do another demo for like everything else that you probably added. Yeah. And then I don't know how long that'll take. You know, that can take. I've already spent like almost half a year on this, off and on. So. Let's see. Anyway, hope you guys are feeling better than I am. Ow. Okay. I think I can set something up where the amount of it moving, how far it goes before it deletes itself. It's probably in here. Yeah. So let's do 100. We'll see if that works. That's basically if it moves 100 pixels negative, then it'll clear itself. Let's see if that works. A little more. Because I could just have it be a lot, and then it'll just work. Okay. Give me the tree. Give me the tree. Ugh. Ugh. I know I'm playing music now, but I think it'd be fun with the custom music I'll make for this game. Eh? Ah, it's still not enough. Okay, you're asking for it. 300. Just realizing now that this is what my dad does all day. He's programming his own sort of idle game. I'm gonna check. Ah, maybe a little more. How big is this tree? So I'm just combining it because I've been also focused on, you know, the artwork of it. And it's like it's hard for me to also remember that. Oh yeah, or not to code things. It's like, oh yeah, my dad does this. How is it still not? 400. Oh yeah, when I'm playing the game, I can't see unless I cover my head way over there. That's probably like overboard with the cue free thing, but it works. So, in theory, well, you saw that the tree was deleting itself before it even fell off the screen. So that looks better. So yeah. Otherwise, if you play this for a million hours, then I mean, quadrillion stuff still existing in the game world, so the cue free deletes itself as an asset off the screen, deletes itself off the table, I guess, with the low end stuff. So anyway, game anyway, okay. We'll just do this real quick. Thank you guys. Let's see. Oh, there we are. Okay. Erase histories. I just want to clean up the animation file. Oh, okay. This is one of the minimares. Yeah. It makes sense, but like there was literally nothing. There was no background or props or anything else. It was pretty small, and that's probably as small as it's gonna get, you know, with just one character in the audio file. That was it. So if they wanted to clean up the timeline by deleting the turnaround. Anyway, I said that to the, you know, I had a, you know, no harm, no foul on deleting it, but just to know that not to do that. So that wasn't in my style guide, so I'll have to consider adding that in. Either way, thank you guys. All right, I'm doing well. Moderately, yeah. Looking all smart. No one complimented my little glasses. They make me almost smart. But yeah. Okay, yeah. Thank you. We'll be back next week. Probably something different. I think I'm gonna work on the Switch 2 YouTube short. So I'll try not to complete it. That won't be a problem. Let's see. So Switch 2 comes out in 2 weeks. So that'll give me, even if I don't, if I work on it on the Saturday, I'll still have like half a week after that to complete it. So yeah, that'll still work. So, but yeah, so we'll probably do that, and then in 2 weeks, I'll hopefully get a Switch 2. I didn't pre-order it, or wasn't able to. I tried to pre-order it, but I couldn't accept it in my cart, so it never actually went through with any of the buying of the pre-order. So I'll have to see any of the in-store midnight releases. Might have to shop around and ask what everyone's doing locally. But yeah, I'll try my best. Hopefully they don't sell out. Anyway, yep, thank you guys. We'll do hopefully just normal animation next week, and then do maybe hopefully Switch 2 games in 2 weeks. Yeah. But yeah. Your new change? It took me like a couple seconds to figure out what your profile picture is, but I think it is. It's very modern looking. But yeah, very cool, very sleek and monochrome. It suits you pretty well. Oh yeah, I'm looking at it closer. Wow, that does look really cool. Yeah, great work. Congrats again on 500 subs there. And yeah, I'm gonna go take a little break now. So yeah, okay. See you guys. Thank you, everyone. All right, see you next week. Bye bye. I had to find the button. Where is it? There it is. Okay, see ya.